there. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. Before we begin, I would like to acknowledge Wurundjeri country, as that is where this podcast is recorded, and extend this acknowledgement to all First Nations peoples, past, present, and emerging. This podcast takes a holistic approach on community building and knowledge sharing that I hope you can utilise in your life. Let's do this.
Morning light and coffee black. Lesson plans are on the stack. Ready for the students' track. Gonna find our groove.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to my flyaways. Apparently, I've got crazy bed hair today. Welcome to Stranger in the Staff Room, where myself, Zoe Zammit, or as the kids call me, Miss Zammit, I am a first-time teacher sharing lifelong stories. So, at the moment, I am in my final week of mid-year holidays. So, term 2 has gone past, and now more than ever am I thankful that I'm in an independent school, because that means that I get an extra week off. Happy dance. So yeah, I've had 3 weeks off instead of the usual 2. And yeah, it's been great. Just doing things that I normally wouldn't do, and just like getting to know myself. So it's been great just doing little random things. Like I went to a swing dance class. I went to like a medium. I've just been doing a bunch of random stuff, and yeah, I've been loving every second of it. Of course, spending time with friends and family and all that sort of stuff too. So this episode is basically just going to be me looking back at the term that was. If you saw my last podcast episode, which if you haven't, go and do that, because that sort of explains why this year was this year. Oh God, I'm already on the negative slope. That this term was more difficult than my first. But yeah, this is just sort of a bit more of a reflection on it. And yeah, just to check in to see how everyone's doing, I suppose, and get back on the mic, because it feels like it's been forever since I've done that. Yeah, no worries. Get your tea, coffee, whatever you do to relax. Let's get into it.
Every day we learn and grow, setting minds all in a row, teaching them what they need to know, feeling that we're smooth.
If you're new here, I make teacher detox toolkits, and they are basically little mindful journals that are targeted towards teachers and gives us an excuse to basically write about something that isn't a lesson plan. And one of the things that I feature in it is a end of term review. So that's what we are basing the prompts and things off of today. Also, this episode and the next episode on Spotify and YouTube are just going to be audio. There's obviously going to be clips on Instagram, which is where you'll be seeing my lovely face. So check that out. But that is because our lovely editor, Kiara, is away for the month. So yeah, the next 2 podcast episodes are going to be audio, just so then I can, actually provide you a quality podcast still, instead of, just doing the visuals just because that's like uniform. So if you are missing my gorgeous face, you can head over to the Instagram. But yeah, that is why if you're watching on YouTube, it's just the logo that comes up for this episode and next episode. So for term 2, I gave it a 3 out of 5 apples, because instead of stars, we have apples, because we love to keep a teacher stereotype here. And I thought it was cute, okay? So 3 out of 5 apples, which is higher than I originally thought I was going to make it, considering the term 2 blues, as mentioned in the last episode. But after doing this end of term review in the Teacher Detox Toolkit, I realised that there was a lot more that went well than I thought it did. So yeah, let's go through what went well. So, the love and gratitude and genuine connections I made with my Year 9s. So, my Year 9s I have for psychology, and that is a semester-long unit, because in Year 9 and Year 10, at least at the school that I'm at, it's in most Victorian schools, the Year 9s and 10s will do semester-long units, so then they can get to know all different subjects. So then when it comes to VCE, they have more of an idea on what subjects they'd like to take. So yeah, I had to say goodbye to my year 9 class and hello to my year 10 class, because I have year 10s for semester 2 for the same content, just year 10s. Yeah, and my year 9s, oh my God, I'm obsessed with them. Because, and I know that's like such a rare thing for teachers to say, year 9's sort of like that taboo year where they're sort of at the start of senior school, but still might have some immature spots here and there from middle school. And that's why a lot of teachers will say, "Ooh, they're difficult." I kind of like teaching year 9s because of that middle school sort of cockiness and confidence. They're able to have a joke with you. They're not afraid to let you know when something's not working, which is what I need, because, it's my first year. Please tell me what's going wrong. And they were very respectful about it too, because on the other side, if I need them to cut out whatever inappropriate behavior they're doing, yeah, there might be but miss, but at the end of the day, they know that you're the adult in the room. Whereas those lines can get a bit blurred in senior school, because teenagers know everything, don't they? Yeah, I loved that class to bits. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them around the yard, and hopefully teaching them in my next years at the school. I'm learning when work can stop and should start now. I wrote this a little while ago, so I'm trying to remember exactly what I meant from this, but I think this is in terms of boundaries. Yeah, like I said in the last podcast, my boundaries started getting blurred and I started ignoring them. Yeah, I started really neglecting myself. So I'm starting to learn when, I can stop the work and go home, or stop the work and take a break, or whatever. And I'm learning when the procrastination just can't happen. One of those times being exam period, which, oh my God, that's hell. That is hell. The devil couldn't get to me, so he made me a teacher so I could do exam marking. You know what I mean? So yeah, slowly learning about those boundaries and how I can work with them. Yeah. What went well also was friends that regularly check in. Oh my goodness. I think that is part of the reason why I was able to give this term a 3 instead of a 1 or a 2, because of my friends. Because at least my teacher friends, we're all in the same boat, as much as I hate that saying. And when it gets busy, they knew to check on me, and I would check in on them, because it can get so easy to be stuck in your own world and almost go a little bit corporate when it comes to busy times in teaching, because it's just you, just your classes, just go. So to constantly be snapped out of that and be like, no, hey, we're a team. Come on, let me know if you're struggling. Let me know if you're doing well. Tell me the good, the bad, and the ugly. Really helped me stay connected, because sometimes that's really, really difficult with me when I get in that sort of corporate mindset. And the last one, I think it's a nice general roundup. It is starting to find my feet. Yeah, there was more times this term than last where I was sort of, go. And then I realized, hang on, these simple tasks would have, been such a mind in term 1 for me to get through. And I'm getting through them with ease now. And the things that used to play on my mind don't play on my mind anymore. Yeah, it's just become life. And yeah, that happened a lot quicker than I thought it was going to. I mean, obviously I had my days still. And yeah, maybe I was just more aware of those, oh, hang on, I've got this moments. Yeah, so I was really happy about that. So we're going to take a quick break now. And when we come back, I will talk about what would be better if it happened in term 2, as well as some things that I wanted to do on this mid-year break, and let's see if I actually did them. So yeah, don't go anywhere.
Laughter in the classroom halls, answering those curious calls, cheering when a student falls and gets back up anew.
Alrighty, we're back and still have the flyaways from the bed hair. Oh my goodness. Anyways, alrighty, cool. So we've just gone through what went well this term, and now we're going to go into what would be better if it happened. So the first one, someone warned me about the marking. Oh my God. Ugh, like it just, Vietnam War flashbacks. Like I said in the last podcast, I've just recently been diagnosed with ADHD at the start of this year, and I did not realize how much of an obstacle marking would be, because I don't know who the executive is of the business of Miss Zammit, but they're dysfunctioning all of the time. And that's with medication. So yeah, it was just insane. And that is one of those things that I was procrastinating, like how I said in the what went well, I'm learning when work can stop or should start. Marking needs to start the second the kids sit the exam or the assessment. It's something that I wish someone told me, because then that would hold me accountable for the workload that is going to pursue. So if you are a newbie teacher, I'm holding you accountable. Do the marking the second you get it, okay? Gun to head. Alrighty, it would be better if the adrenaline continued. Like I said, I wrote this a little while back. I disagree now. Mainly because that's like my psych brain going, no, because adrenaline turns into cortisol and then cortisol depletes and then you get sick. Which I did get unwell, but I think my body handled it quite well, because then I realized, because of that process that has been explained in psychology, that I need to calm down. So I actually, took time for myself after that. Yeah. So I mentioned that the adrenaline should continue, but I kind of disagree with that. The third one, if I didn't have first year syndrome as severely as I do, I guess that's sort of imposter syndrome. If it's like internal coming from me, I wish I didn't have so much of it. Because at the end of the day, I've done the hard work. I've put in the hard yards. This school especially wouldn't have hired me if they didn't see my potential or the things that I've already built up, like the knowledge and skills I've already built up. Just little silly mistakes that I've made in terms of admin or, time management. Time management is a huge one in all areas of my life, let alone work. Just wishing that I was a little bit better at that, which hopefully with time that will happen. And if I'm talking about external, there have been some sort of communications that have made me feel like, oh, hang on, are they over-explaining this because, like, that's what they do? Or is it because they think I'm dumb because I'm a first year? Like, I had to really, and I guess this is sort of rejection sensitivity with ADHD, I really had to take the emotion out of these conversations. And I think I handled them well. Just that sort of first year finding your feet. Just a baby sort of mentality. I wish, I know it's going to be there, but I wish it wasn't as intense or as constant, if that makes sense. And the last one, I set entry routines or classroom expectations from the beginning. Oh my God. Okay, so with this, I didn't realize how important these are. And everyone who is at uni studying teaching is rolling their eyes, pausing this podcast and throwing their phone in the bin. Because that's exactly what I did. I was like, oh my God, of course kids know how to be respectful when they enter a room. No, they don't. That's a me thing that I have to teach them. That's not a parent thing, because there's a big debate, especially on social media, what's the parent's role and what's the teacher role. Entering a room and, setting a routine, that's a teacher thing. It is also a parent thing in certain aspects, but it's a teacher thing because they spend most of their day with you. So get them to learn a routine. There's one class especially that I wish I did this earlier for, because it is those sort of older middle school years that they try and push the boundary. So if they don't know where the boundary is, then they're going to either not push you at all, like as in they think it's pushing but it's not, or they're going to do something dramatically pushing the boundary and you're going to be like, what are these kids on? And it's as simple as lining them up at the start of class. Yeah. And the classroom expectations, I guess I avoided doing it because like it was such a big deal when I was going through school, and because I was always described as mature for my age, like I just zoned out because I was like, I know how to not be an asshole, basically. But I realized that at least having 5 minutes on it is a good thing because it's clear communication, which is something that I wish schools had more of. So why not me do it, you know? Yeah, like for example, my year 10s, I had them for what we call Head Start. So that's like it's like an intro week into your unit. And I said, look, you guys are senior school. I shouldn't have to tell you how to behave in classes and what to bring to classes and things like that. But the one thing that I will say is, my saying is help me, help you. So if you help me teach by showing not talking when I'm talking, following instructions, following activities, asking me questions when you're not sure, if you show me all of those behaviors, I'm going to help you to the moon and back. I will give you every resource ever that I can. And, we can even have a bit of a fun chat in the middle of it because I know that you're putting in the hard yards. But if you don't help me in that aspect, why would I help you? Really? I get paid either way. Like, I know it's really blunt to say, but yeah, I feel like that really helped, just having that conversation first thing in class. We'll see how we go because I have them full time as of next week. But I did not realize how needed those chats are. Okie dokie. 5 things you're doing these school holidays. I put in brackets to feel relaxed and to feel joy. Like I just handwrote that because I felt like I was really lacking that joy by the end of term 2 because of those term 2 blues and that burnout. So the first thing was nails. So I always get what I call my dopamine nails. So here on my socials, there we are. They're my new nails. I love getting them done and I just think it's a nice way to express myself. So that brought me some joy. Number 2 is painting. I did a little bit of painting. I've been learning how to use watercolors and things like that because I was never a visually creative person, or at least that's always what I got told. So I never really explored it. And now I'm like, nah, I'm just going to do it. I don't care if it's good or not. And I've actually been quite good. Like, even just the sketches I've done, I'm like, hang on, that looks semi-decent. So yeah, I'm hoping to do more tonight, actually, if I have time. But yeah, that's just something I've been doing in my spare days at home. Number 3 is reading. So I am reading The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins because my year 8s will be studying that next term. Now, I've been saying to a lot of my friends, I still to this day, but especially when I was in my teens, I was like allergic to whatever everyone else thought was good. And it sounds like, oh my God, I'm so edgy. No, like it was just like something stopped me. Like if someone mentioned the most popular Netflix series, I'm not watching it. If someone mentioned the best book, I'm not watching it. So like The Hunger Games came out when I was younger and everyone's like, yo, the book is so good, the films are so good. And I'm like, nope, not interested. No. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. It's so good. Like, I'd say that the book is better than the films because the actual, like, complexity of Katniss's character is so good. So I finally understand where everyone's coming from. But I've also been trying to do some reading just for me. I've been reading, I'm looking at the books here, Mr. Wrong Number by Lynn Painter, because I'm usually a very serious reader. Like one of my favorite genres is historical fiction. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to have something different. I'm going to do something fun. Let's do a romance. And it's actually quite good. Like it's been fun. Just, for something to do. And then whenever I have a fictional book, I also have like a self-improvement or a factual book. So my one at the moment is Who Gets to Be Smart by Brie Lee. and it's all about the Australian education system, and the way that she writes is very like personified. So you can actually like hear her opinion while also her being not her opinion, but like her voice and her tone, while she's staying objective. And I think that's really, really cool. And it's a very fine line that people teeter across. But yeah, and on books, oh my God, audiobooks are a godsend. Like, I love to read. I can't read for long, like at all. And it's just been a thing. And now that I know that I have ADHD, that's why, because I would spend so much time rereading the same page that reading an entire book in 3 weeks would have been impossible. Like, I wouldn't have even tried. And if I did, I'd be rocking in a corner back and forth because it'd get to the last day of holidays and I was only on chapter 3. Yeah, it's insane. And now that I love my podcast and things like that, I got into audiobooks. Like, for example, I listened to The Body Keeps the Score. I can't remember how to say the author's name because it's a Dutch name. But anyway, that's a huge book. So I was like, okay, I'll listen to the audiobook of that because there's no way that I'm going to get through that and actually enjoy it. And it was a fantastic book, so I recommend that wholeheartedly. But The Hunger Games has an audiobook on YouTube. And because of it, I am more than halfway through the book. And I've only read 3 chapters without the audiobook. So, like, technology is insane. It's insane. And once again, if my ADHD got picked up earlier, godsend. Like, anyway, that's my little rant about audiobooks. If you're looking for differentiation in your classes, get some goddamn audiobooks. It doesn't mean that they won't learn how to read. It just means if they have extended text, they will actually get through it. Like, if their homework is to read, get them to do the audiobook, and then when they're in class, they can, read it in groups and like take turns that way, and they're still getting that literacy knowledge. Yeah, it's the best thing ever, I think. Yeah. So the fourth one on 5 things that I'm doing these school holidays to bring relaxation and joy is a clothes clean out. Especially now that I'm in a full-time job that requires business attire, I have such a kerfuffle of a wardrobe, and I did clean out all of it. I find pretty good joy in it, but I was also breaking it into small chunks, which is something I never used to do. So I was actually able to get it done. And I'm going to different thrift markets and things like that to pick up some new items, and I've picked up some good ones. Like, I am proud. So yeah, I'm super happy about that and sort of upgrading my style because I feel like I have 2 different personalities, but none of them are being shown at the moment because it's such a kerfuffle with my wardrobe. So yeah, that's been cool. And number 5 was swing dancing. Yeah, so I did that class on, when was it? Thursday. So cool because I'm such an old soul and I love 50s, 60s music, and I've always said, if discrimination wasn't a thing, take me back to the 50s, 60s. The hair, the makeup, the clothes, the cars, just the aesthetic of it all, the music, the dancing, it was just beautiful. And I found a place in the city that taught lessons, and it was really beginner friendly, and it was great. So I'm going to do another workshop with them next week because they have one on the weekend. Yeah, and I'm so excited because I'm also trying to keep up with my fitness, and what better way to do that than, do something you enjoy, even if you look shit, which apparently I didn't. People came up and complimented me, and I was like, oh, let's go. So yeah, I'm quite happy that I've done all of these school holidays. So yeah, that is my term 2 review, done and dusted. If you want to mention your highlights and lowlights of the term that has been, feel free to comment below. Yeah, and I will get to recording the next episode soon. So I will see you there. Stranger in the Staff Room, over and out.
Teaching vibes were in the air, sharing knowledge everywhere, guiding young minds with such care. This is what we do.